Progress.
Thank you. Okay. All right, Sean. All yours. Minimize that.
Hello, everybody. Hey, so if anybody wants to follow along or play around, I barfed all this crap onto GitHub, so you can just go to my GitHub repo, clone it and play with it if you want, or not. It's cool. So tonight I'm gonna talk about logical volume manager, LVM. I know that some people are probably not too well versed in this, so it should be interesting. I'm pretty much gonna go by, what is that?
Huh?
Oh, that's not on mine.
What's
That
that?
was on-
A request or
So I'm pretty much going by this
Oh,
tutorial.
notes. Oh, I mean, let me kill that. Okay. Here we go.
That's what I'm gonna do, with some stuff. Why is this?
Oh, I got something over top. Yeah, here, hang on.
Why does it have to sell?
Mhm.
Move this Zoom thing.
Which one?
Okay, so. The logical volume manager, I should probably turn this on. There you go, blind you all. So logical volume manager was developed in 1998 by some guy whose name I can't pronounce. Heinz.
Titans?
Don,
Yes, sir.
Don, can I get you to speak up?
Am
A
I,
lot of old folks back here.
Uh-oh,
gotcha, sorry about that, is that better? Okay,
there are speakers, but they're not amplifying his voice.
yeah, the speakers are for the Zoom participants, I believe. So yeah, LVM was created in 1998 by a German guy whose name I can't pronounce. I'm assuming he's German, he could be Austrian, I don't know. And it's gone through a couple of iterations. We're currently on LVM 2, that is the current package, that's what we will install. And I'm gonna go ahead and go. So what is LVM? It stands for Logical Volume Manager, we've already discussed. Provides, so it's a way to abstract away some of the hardware elements of storage. So typical storage on any computer, you're gonna have a disk, a raw disk, and on that, you're gonna have a partition, and you're gonna mount the partition. LVM kind of abstracts a little bit of that away. You're still gonna have disks and partitions, but you have LVM on top of it. So you can, there are three basic pieces to LVM. There are physical volumes, there are volume groups, and there are logical volumes. So the physical volumes you can equate to like a raw disk. A volume group you can equate to like a RAID controller, because it actually does RAID too. And logical volumes are kind of like partitions. Those are the pieces that you're going to actually mount to your file system. So, and there are use cases for it. Pros and cons, we can go through all of that. There's a lot of that on the Arch Wiki, my second log. You can read through that if you wish. There's a lot to it. But for the most part, if you want to actually do stuff with your disks and have a little bit more flexibility with what you're doing with your storage, use LVM. If you're scared of it, don't.
Isn't that equivalent to the logical volumes you could do on Windows?
Windows does not recognize logical volumes. So if you have like a Linux partition, if you're dual booting and you want Windows to see your Linux stuff, don't use LVM
Right.
because Windows cannot look into them.
I thought Windows had its own kind where you could take and spread out one partition across multiple hard drives.
I don't know. I know shit about Windows stuff.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. So what we're gonna, so like the coolest thing, in my opinion, about LVM And the thing that makes it useful to me for my purposes, day in, day out, is that you can extend the size of your root partition. Put a PV on it, extend the VG across it, and then extend your LVs, so you can increase the size of your root partition without shutting it down and fussing with grow or worrying about, having to go into like part it or something and resizing the partition. So that makes it useful. At least for me. So I stole this vagrant file and made some changes to it. So let's just get to it.
That would have been nice in the olden days when you'd screw up and you'd run out of space in one partition or one volume and
Oh, thank you.
you'd go back, start over.
Yeah, definitely.
Figured that'll be helpful.
I think I did that 2 or 3 times. Once just kept running out of space for global. Take. That was under old Sun workstations with our, what was it? System 4. Those ancient days. Did it exist yet?
So here's my notes if y'all want to look at it.
Can you speak up, Sean? Sorry, I have trouble hearing you.
No, I'm gonna be quiet. Actually, I do this whole thing silent. To read the screen.
I'm just gonna mind it all.
Mine,
I was
it's all
gonna
mine.
get behind you and fake. I can't sell stuff.
Anybody know ESL?
White face and do mine.
I could turn the microphone off on this one. If you turn your microphone on, I can turn the speakers on here. I don't know if we'll get feedback. It's just to start off.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Yes. So Sean says type in REM dash RF slash.
What's that? RM?
Yeah,
RM
yeah.
minus RF
Exactly.
minus.
Everything's fine.
All right, so on this machine, it was already created with LVM going. You can, well, no, it isn't. It's going to create a partitions. And we have 3 disks we're going to play with. They're all 5 gigs. They're small because I don't want to eat up all the storage on my box. Let's get to it.
Now Dale's got the right idea. You get a little closer, you can hear better.
Yeah, sorry, I can
That's
only
fine.
speak so loud.
Yeah, so anyone that needs to listen up a little closer, there are seats up here. Yeah, we can do that.
There we go. All right, so like I said, there are 3 basic components, PVs, VGs, and LGs. That's physical volumes, logical volumes, and volume groups. So that kind of backwards, the volume groups are kind of in the middle. So just don't, hopefully you haven't installed it. So when you do it,
LVM2.
install LVM.
So it basically sits over top of the physical drives
Yes,
and you can
it's a
give it a,
software abstraction for
yeah.
your storage stuff.
So when you were to set up a machine initially, you would set it up with probably just one large partition on your physical drive.
I don't,
No? Okay,
I don't.
but
Because I'm booting.
booting, well, yeah, that's good.
Yeah, like,
So
Like here, you got your boot partition, you got your boot EFI partition and your root partition. These are straight up partitions, they're not using LVM.
Okay,
We are going to put LVM on those SDV, SDC and SDV
okay.
bases.
So those are separate physical drives?
Those are separate physical
Yes.
drives.
Okay. Mhm.
Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is look at physical volumes. Hey, it does a thing now. Okay, so we have PVS on there, great. So the common commands for physical volumes, PV scan, PVS, PV display, PV remove, you know, that, all that kind of fun stuff. There are more, but those are the ones you're gonna use a lot. So we'll go ahead and create a physical volume. Yay, we have a PV. So there you go. 5 gigs free. So you can create a PV on a raw disk and then put a partition on top of it, or you can put a partition on a raw disk and create a PV inside that partition. We'll get into that later, where we take two partitions on a single disk and put a PV on each and then play with that. But I don't think this will be. Okay, let's just do this. Yay, fun. Okay. So-
I have a question. Why is your dev STP the same as your disk? Why is your physical line the same name? Would that be a different name? No?
No, the physical volume takes the name of the disk
Oh,
or the partition. So if it's dev SDB, your physical volume is going to be dev SDB. If it's a partition, it's dev SDB1, stuff like that. Your volume groups and your logical partitions get names, but your physical partition or your physical volumes do not. So, yeah, so let's partition the second disk here, dev SDC. Create a DP partition. Sector, let's see, we do. Then we'll create another one. Now we have two partitions on dev SDC. 1 and 2. And we're gonna create physical volume on each one of those of one command.
So SDC 1 and 2 are actual partitions within C. On that physical drive has two partitions.
So yes, that physical drive has two partitions
Yeah.
on it now,
Uh-huh.
and we're gonna create a physical volume on each. There you go. This volume, so you can look at PDS. And there you go. There's also a PV scan. Gives you different stuff, but pretty much the same information.
Okay.
Those
Those two partitions that cumulatively is SDB is that drive, physical drive.
SDB does not have a partition there.
Oh, C, I mean, yeah, sorry.
SDC has two.
C has two
partitions.
partitions, so cumulatively, that's 5 gigs.
Right.
Yeah, mhm,
Mhm.
yeah, okay. And then you can basically then combine, create a logical volume and make it
You can create a volume group and stretch it across
across multiple drives.
physical volume.
Yeah. Mhm.
It's kind of like RAID. In fact, it actually does RAID.
Oh, yeah,
If you just go with the normal volume groups, it's kind of like RAID 0. I think.
okay. Mhm.
That's how
Oh,
I
if you lose
understand.
one, you've lost them all.
Say
Yeah,
what?
If you lose one, you've lost them all.
Well, yeah.
If
I mean,
it's
we're not doing,
grade 0, yeah.
yeah, this is just software abstraction. It's not a actual physical stuff.
Okay.
Okay, so we could remove a PV, but I'm not gonna do that. Let's not worry about that. All right, so let's create a volume group. This is the fun part.
EG create volume group. Zero.
Yeah, let's do this. Let's,
One,
stretch it across those.
two drives.
Volume groups
Mhm.
and logical volumes all have the same commands. It depends, so they're prefixed. If you're working with physical volumes, they're gonna be prefixed with PV. If they're volume groups, they're gonna be prefixed with VG. If they're logical volumes, are gonna be prefixed with LV. They're pretty much all the same stuff, so it makes it pretty easy to pick up and run with it. So yeah, we have this VG00. It's it has 4.99 gigs free. And then we can get a little bit more information. And all that fun stuff.
Very science.
Oh, yeah, we can just look at the names that it's stretched across if we want to. You do a VG reduce if you want to remove the volume group from one of the PVs. You can do a VG extend if you want to add the volume group to another PV. Yeah. Let's get to the fun part. Logical volumes. So like I said before, prefix with LV, LVS, LV create, reduce, rename, display, all that fun stuff, pretty much all the same. So now we'll create them. Make it a gig so we can resize it. Give it a name. So that we'll give it a volume group. There we go. Yay, fun. Okay. Comes in handy when you have a lot of volume. Okay. And now we have a volume group. Now we can put a file system on it. So. Yay, fun.
So, so your logical volumes are basically raw.
Logical volumes are analogous to a partition, something you can actually mount in onto the file system,
And you can
which
make
we're
it,
gonna do now.
you can put whatever file system you want.
Right, yeah,
Yeah.
ext4 is what I just put on there. You can do XFS, CFS,
Uh,
ButterFS, NTFS if you're really weird. Um, But yeah. I figured.
Can you use that to make a RAID 5?
I don't know, Kim, let's look it up.
Great volume, Red Hat, customer portal. Check. Great logical.
Yeah,
volumes.
0, 1, 4, 5, 6, and 10.
I forgot.
So yeah,
Is
Kim,
the zero mirroring or the one mirroring?
0, I think I just combined.
Just combining.
Is that what I did? I don't remember.
I think
Well, I
zero.
had to download something called MD, make my RAID 5. Install it, it's big 127.
Mhm.
Anyway, that looks a lot easier. That's what I'm asking.
Yeah,
LVM's pretty slick. I'm not gonna lie. I like it a lot. And it's stupid simple too. Okay, so now we have our logical volume successfully mounted to our file system at /mnt. We can create a file if we want to. Yay. Yeah, so that works. Fun. All right. Okay, so we're are going to resize, I don't know why I said resize the VG, we're gonna size the LV. We're gonna get what we have, and we're gonna do a VGS. You can see we have V free, 3.99 gigs, so we're gonna LV extend. We're gonna give it all of the free space. So there are two switches here, there's a capital L and a lowercase l. So on the LV extend, if you do the lowercase l, it wants a percentage. If you do the capital L, it wants the size in gigs or megs
gigs.
or whatever. I'm gonna give it.
Percent free.
Oh, yeah, can also do the resize FS thing in the same command, which is very handy.
Oh,
I like.
so it resizes the volume.
Yeah.
Uh,
So it extends the volume and automatically resizes it. I didn't know about that until
Oh.
recently. So I always did that and then did the resize to FS and then stuff. So, yeah, that's it. That's my talk. Thanks. So yeah, we have extended the size of the drive.
Wait, the dash R flag resizes the file system?
The R
what
flag,
it-
yeah, it resizes the file system.
Yeah, I didn't know that
It's
either.
running resize to FS on the same LV.
That's nice.
Keep in mind, the modeling for this is from the original data enhancement. That you always have a logical partition. So we guess you have physical one, you're always going to treat them as that. Because what they, when you install AIX, it's. You started with this tiny set of partitions, so the equivalent of root would be 8 megabytes on first. Your drive was gigabytes, but you still had this tiny thing. And so the idea was, if you're an admin, you will need to know what you're doing coming into this. And if you're coming into this as a Unix person, you're like, oh, okay, so I need this and this side of it. And it also meant that if you were already starting, like, well, we're just pointing to this drive, and that later on we'll point to SAN and have it happen. That's what. But what it meant was it gave you this beautiful set of visuals on command of how much space you use, and it would then load balance as part of its features. So a lot of the command structure comes from their approach, which is why a lot of it is also like just oh.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, HPUX is where it came from.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Especially for them, they were even more powerful when it came to splitting up CPUs, creating logical physical partition. You had 4 CPUs, you could say, okay, these two are going to be 3 virtuals, and this one's going to be its physical. Like you have this amazing level of data.
So, that's pretty.
Just check the 2 different file systems.
Okay, so. I
So-
see different reasons for not using it. I honestly. Can't think of one for my own use, yeah. LVM is just that awesome.
I use it on almost everything.
Yeah, so do I.
Like, there's almost no reason not to. Gives you so much flexibility.
Well, I mean, if you're afraid of CLI, don't use it,
Well,
because there's no.
No
Well,
GUI.
there is kind of a GUI for it, because if you install like a RHEL clone or RHEL itself, there's that installer, and you can do LVM partitioning and then install it, and it'll just barf it out for you.
a lot of distros do it by default. If you just pick the defaults, they set you up with a root LV.
True. I like to do my own partition, but yeah.
So what's the chief disadvantage according to 1.3? I can't read that, it's too small. But what's the chief disadvantage?
Slightly more complicated, I think.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
The initial steps, okay.
so there's additional steps required to set up your file system.
And Windows doesn't support it, big deal.
Right.
Yeah.
There's also the thing of this is true of almost any of these virtual systems. It's easy to expand. It's very difficult to shrink because it does not know what you have. It's actually one of the few advantages that these older systems, like sort of hardware can give you, is they're doing load balancing. They could shuffle things. You better know where the stuff is and then delete it because God, you had an or you didn't pay. Here's what you get. So it is that risk.
But
Yeah,
you can't,
Don't give it the temptation to give it everything the first time around. You will regret that. And that's,
you cannot contract the systems that,
can.
you can, but it's
So-
just so risky.
You gotta
Yeah,
back it up
you
first.
gotta be careful. So like with a volume group, if a volume group has an active logical volume on it, you cannot reduce it.
oh,
You cannot reduce it from PVs. You can do BG reduce before you put a logical volume on there
mhm.
and take it, remove it from one of the PVs. But if you have an active logical volume on there with data on it, you don't want to do that because
Can wipe it out.
yeah, it actually probably won't let you.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, if it did, it'd probably just wipe it out.
In other words, you gotta plan it out before you say, you can't do it by speaking in things.
Yeah, yeah, well, you should plan everything out and not do things with this.
Though there is a cool thing that you can actually live replace your entire hard drive that you're running off of with LVM. So, and I've done it.
I've not done that.
It's so cool. It's like, so like, let's say you're just running off one drive. You can put in a new drive, make it a PV, add it to the volume group. You use the PV move command on your current hard drive, and that tells it, okay, this hard drive is gonna get removed, or this PV is gonna be removed. So just move the data to all the other PVs. Then once that command ends, you can remove the original drive from the volume group, and then everything will just be running off the one that you put in.
Oh, that's.
And it does the live switch over. Once the data is like sunk, it'll just switch the kernel over to your new
You can do that with your root part, your root.
with your root
With your
partition.
root.
It's
Wow.
crazy. Now you gotta make sure that like you made like
You gotta
like
put
the
grub.
boot and the grub and everything. So you have to make sure you mirror all that over.
Right.
But it's only a couple of commands. It's not that bad.
Okay.
I was gonna question on there. I noticed it was saying in Wikipedia, it's okay, right, even for the root volume. Does that specify that you don't have to have a independent boot volume? I would tend to think, it's, you gotta have some data there to mess with.
You don't have to have
Or
a separate,
separate.
you don't have to have a separate phone, but it can be, one of the partitions on the products. But if you're trying to do things symmetrically, which is usually the case, like you bought, like your plan is, let's say your plan is rate 5, it's easy to think about, tiny products. If your plan was, okay, they're all identical, but I'm now gonna have to carve out that 200 megabytes on each.
Correct.
And I gotta know where those are on each of those machines. Whereas you're in the future compared to when all of this was developed 20 years ago. You could just have an SD card that does the boot and hands it directly off for root. And to make things easier, because then your sizing is the full.
Yep.
It's not as scary as it was in the days of physical planners where you could be creating years boundaries. Don't exist anymore. And even at, you could, that part is wonderful. But it is in terms of your own logic of, oh, right, I got this little corner I gotta remember. And it's nice to take that and simply of MDR or even the EFI stuff and just offload it to the car.
That's an easy way to simplify it for sure.
Especially as the cars are not slimming compared to when you get used to driver.
I'm not very position to talk about this, but if you compare the features of this LVM with those, I mean, like PQRFS with CFS.
I've not. I have yet to dig into those particular file systems.
It seems to have all, that's a good base features.
It has a lot of that, like it has snapshots, you can do snapshots with LVM, you can do RAID with LVM. It has a lot of that.
Instead of green counters, it's still doing the thing. Sticking a volume in the bottom of the volume secure.
That's my understanding is that like ButterFS and DFS they are basically a file system and LVM put together. So if you use one of those, you typically wouldn't use LVM at the moment.
Yeah. And if they're give you a warning.
There's issues with butter.
Like you could, but
You're virtualizing and virtualizing, kind of,
redundant.
Pick one and stick with it.
Yeah. Especially with ZFS. Yeah, ZFS really wants like native access to the disk or whatever.
Or riser, yes, because now you have to testify.
Is it best that you, use the same kind of hardware? For LVM, across hardwares?
Doesn't matter.
Can you use?
Any disk. Doesn't matter. It doesn't care.
Now, what happened?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I might have missed it. What's the document we're looking at right now, or the tutorial?
Oh, this is from the Arch Wiki.
Okay,
It's the best thing in the world, second best thing in the world, sorry.
okay, thanks.
That's very.
Yeah.
LVM Arch, okay.
The Arch Wiki is awesome. So there are some advanced features that I wasn't gonna go through, like snapshotting and stuff like that, but
Might as well,
I've kind of just blown through it. It took me a long time to create this. And
yeah,
I've gone through this in like 20 minutes.
oh,
With one.
well, take your time through it, and
One thing
I'm
that's
sure.
cool you can do too, I've never messed with it, but like the thin provision volumes.
Yes,
That's kind of cool.
no, that's really cool. And like our VMware clusters. So you can thin provision the LVM stuff. So you can take like a terabyte drive and you can set it up with LVM and you can extend that LV to like 500 gigs to get what you need. And since that drive is thin provisioned in VMware and it's all the space isn't taken up, and that space is still available to other machines.
Yep.
So it's pretty cool.
Right.
And you can expand as you need.
And you can lie and be like, hey, you've got a terabyte hard drive whenever it's only a 50 gig hard drive or like
Right.
whatever, which, because if you plan to add more later, it's like, well, we'll just add it before we get there.
Right. You can just always add and add and add.
The client says we need 10 terabytes, but you know, in reality, they only need 5.
Because the only disadvantage that you would ask this is not really a disadvantage as much as you need to go into it knowing your actual, your physical inventory before you get started. And always have that around. Because if you started with, oh, I started with these 3 SATA drives because I had 6, 7, and so that's what I did. And then time passes, the part of you will be like, oh, where am I going to stay? You do not want to, oh, we just, with physical things, not to hard open the box. There. You put it in polo. Whereas also, even when it's something, you gotta remember, like, okay, they suddenly changed their rates, and I really want to see this down. Oh, right, I don't own that. That's a terms, they're all visual as they are anyway. And then I just made it easier for you to talk to them within the OS. Where it's a very practical thing to do. But, keeping that in track is much like being in business, you're a practice. What a pain. I can do it.
So if you have a drive that's failing, let's say, and you put a new drive in to replace that, you build that up first and partition that and basically set that up as a LVM. And then move all your stuff over to it and then basically take the other one offline. It's a step process,
Like I said, the PV moved.
PV move, yeah.
Basically tell it that this hard drive is gonna go away, so move all the data elsewhere.
Yeah.
You got a RAID 5, you lost the drive, which one went away? You got 5 volumes.
It'll be blinking. No, well, if you got rid of your LEDs, then you might have to guess at it. That would be a bad day.
Any kind of like logging that
Some what?
logging, like any kind of like what it's doing behind the scenes?
That's a great question, and I do not know the answer.
Okay.
And
I was just
I've
curious.
never seen anything about LVM log.
Question, like
What
does it
is there
log
logging?
somewhere when you issue it? Okay.
Does it run any kind of internal checking? Or that is separate set? So like, creating these partitions. One, how does it report back? I mean, obviously, yeah, that's smart. What Does it, you might need to make sure that it's a certain standards that it's. completely
FSCK.
software.
So there is a thing called DM integrity.
Oh,
I've never really messed with it, but it is supposed to kind of add like data integrity checking on top.
oh,
This is
Right.
volumes, and what you're talking about seems like something that would be built into the file system. Like an XFS or a ZFS or something like that.
oh, yeah.
This is just building out something for that file system to sit on
Sit
top of.
on. Mhm.
So I mean, other than FSCK, I've seen like workflows where you would create an LVM snapshot and then run FSCK on the snapshot to make sure the data integrity was fine, and you want
Oh,
to actually mess with the actual.
That's actually smart.
So,
It's good. You're just like, all right, and you just get rid of the snapshot.
right, yeah, store away the snapshot.
Sure.
Can you run a command called LVM dump?
LVM dump?
Yeah,
I mean,
what's that?
I was just curious.
I've never done like that.
Is that the command? All one?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so it creates a
LVM
dump
master.
file for you report.
Dump
I just
file,
wanted to see what that report looked like.
console message.
Put it in root, it's a root folder. LVM.
I wonder if it's just like an inventory.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah, when I open it up.
Oh.
It's like, in other words, actually, frankly, first thing is just to get the tar.
R dash,
PVI. It doesn't mean what's in that tar.
What's the, what it switch to?
ZXVF.
No, that's expanding it. I'm talking about just like look at the.
Oh, can you,
Yeah, so,
Tar dash is tar. So tar.
tar,
It'll be a dash.
TVF?
And now get the name of the tar.
Ah.
There you go.
There you
All sorts of stuff.
Yeah.
all right, now expand.
That would take a while.
You know, torture the boy, just.
go.
It's not that bad. It's like a few kilobytes.
Oh,
Tree.
so that's,
That means.
So all your profile, all your backup, device information, cache. Well, that's pretty nice. I mean, you know, gives you like the ability to diagnose your. And help you config.
Alone tells you like.
I never knew about that. That's new.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Like.
that's one thing, always somebody knows, little tidbits as you go along. Yeah, that's always good to
That's nice.
get more input from all people that have
So
been
if
using.
things are not working, you know, you can inspect all the contents of this thing.
Yeah.
Figure out.
So this is the tar dump of the whole volume.
Volume information there.
Yeah,
Mhm.
so it's for diagnostic, like, you know, something went wrong with LVM
Yeah,
and you can't. With the terminal UI, you can't really see on error messages, you know, are not like scripted. You can then inspect this
mhm.
down. Figure it out. That's pretty useful. Are you using this at work also? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So if you do, Lux encryption, you're gonna be using LVM, with that as well. And we use that pretty extensively.
Okay.
That's not.
What encryption?
Lux.
LUCS.
Oh, you say that?
Too much background on some.
Lux.
Hey guys back there,
Okay. LUCS. Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, you KS.
poke 'em, poke 'em, poke all the noisemakers. Anyway, okay.
Linux Unified Key Setup.
He said,
Okay.
yeah. Can't say I've ever used it.
Heard of that.
And seems.
Yeah.
Trying to find,
And enterprise scale. On this. Okay. I could use that on my Mac.
so other languages that I was,
Like the LVM on Lux, Lux on LVM.
Lux.
They're like,
Yeah.
however you want to layer it, go for it.
What is
Anywhere you
Up
want
to you, Haas.
full disk encryption. Oh, that's good. Lux, what's Lux? Is that a,
Just like what you were saying, it's like partitions under LVM, partitions on LVM, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of tutorials that I came across, want you to do it in a, virtual machine.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
When they do that, they add some extra software.
Ah, cool.
Okay.
Would there be any benefit for doing it in virtual?
Yeah, you don't destroy your hard drive. No data loss. Like right now, I'm doing it in a virtual machine that I created with Vega.
Hmm.
So that's not my box.
So it goes away, nothing hurt.
That's my box.
Ah.
So you're doing it in.
Okay, now do it.
No, I will not.
Create all kinds of havoc.
Yeah, that'd be asking for trouble, so.
So what are some good resources? I know the main one you're looking at there, which is,
And what did you say you was using for a virtual machine?
Vagrant?
Vagrant.
Vagrant is a way to script out the creation of virtual machines to make it easy.
Never heard of it. That's what.
The hash and core thing, I think.
Yep.
It's
It is. In fact, for many people, it's been just like another way of dealing with, Python libraries.
Oh,
Yeah, the whole virtual box guy, yeah.
Yeah, this
Well,
actually
so
uses
Vagrant-
VirtualBox as a backend.
Pardon me?
This uses VirtualBox as a backend.
Ah,
Oh, wait a minute. What does it?
Well, you can leverage VirtualBox as the VM hypervisor. Right, or as the VM system, because all Vagrant says is, here's what I want the virtual machine to look like. Let me point to that provisioner, and Vagrant up says, oh, you got, pull down that image, let me use VirtualBox, install all the stuff on it.
There's the Ruby.
Is there a difference between virtual app and another, virtual technology?
Yeah. What it is, I can't tell you.
Well, I know-
Like KVM is very different than VirtualBox, and that's very different than VMware. They do their virtualization differently, their hypervisors are different, but I can't tell you how. I know functionally how they're different. But yeah, I can't tell you.
That could be your next talk.
KVM is supported.
that's it. That's next month. Full report.
yeah, full report. So I guess, another question, what would be a good talk for next month? You guys,
Who's doing next?
who's doing next month? Haven't heard anyone, volunteer yet. How about some security talks?
I'm out of it now.
You're out of it.
It's called retirement.
I retired a long time ago, but I'm still up here. I'm not doing anything, but
Well, next month, or what? Month after, I think the KDE.
KD what?
KDE
K-
in live.
In live,
Yeah, it's a video editing.
Kden Live?
KD,
KDE in live,
KDE in line.
letter in live.
You wanna do it top five? That'd be great, yeah. I wanted to look.
Fired open shell, I bought a fired open shell.
Open shell,
No, not
or you
open.
just full,
This is really cool software.
Oh.
Yeah. You can
Oh.
do like all sorts of video editing on it, like, like things like TikTok videos and reels, make it.
KDE. Yeah. KDen live.
Maps right now.
What's that?
I'm doing video for maps right now.
Oh, are you? Oh,
Yeah.
Maps Museum? Isn't there something going on at Maps Museum coming up? Another event?
Got a million, got a-
Some things,
there's
most
lots of
things.
stuff,
Maslin having their Hamfest there?
Maybe.
Should
I
come
don't
up.
have a schedule on top of it.
Oh, okay. I thought maybe you knew something coming up that you were doing some work
Go to
on.
go to the website and they'll have an activity.
Oh, okay. So this, you want to do that next month?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great.
We'll put you on the docket for,
I'll have to get my birth sheet for it because when I have to sign it in my box at home.
oh, this is actually a neat museum that's just down by next to the Akron Canton Airport. And I've been there a number of times, just in the last year, because there's a number of events that go on there that I've gone to.
They have a Tomcat from the ship.
Do they? Yeah. They actually have some,
I was on the Truman and they have a Tomcat that has
yeah,
Yeah,
Truman
we
ones.
flew that in at 2005. Got out, gave us the keys, it was ours.
yeah.
But we had to give the engine and electronics back.
Oh, well, yeah, they kind of like that.
Marines flew with their Prowler, electronic warfare airplane. We told the Marines we gotta do that. 2 years, we don't want it. The Marines said, we don't want it either. So our Marine jet still has its engines in it.
They don't want you to fly it out of there, huh?
Exactly.
That's-
We had to make sure it would fly.
That it would,
It would not.
would
fly.
not? Oh,
What did you use, baseball bat?
Well, we put things.
take all the parts out that make it fly, like the engine
All
and
hydraulics.
hydraulics, fuel systems. Yeah.
Folk song.
Who's singing?
March.
Be
Oh,
heated.
solar eclipse, they're having a thing there.
Solar eclipse.
Oh, pancake breakfast.
Selector show.
Craft beer festival.
Craft beer.
Oh, there you go.
All those craft beer festivals, wait a minute.
Are they?
Been to a couple of them, yeah.
I gotta go to that now.
Yeah. Go to that.
Okay.
When's
Yeah,
that
it was
one?
airplanes at C-130.
June first.
June
Really?
1st. Oh,
You
yeah.
got the Hercules?
They wheeled that in.
Beer festival.
January.
Oh, my God. I,
132-foot wingspread, but
Yes.
yes, 126 feet wide.
it is huge.
They moved
Getting
that up
close.
here and I'll let Antioch. Did you guys measure twice?
Just keep pushing.
A half of that plane would be quite a feat. to
Well,
have.
they figured it out. They shut it off on the side, put wood on one side of landing gears.
Oh,
raised
just-
it up and dropped it over on you.
It ain't leaving.
No, not easily. Take the wings off.
Skateboard dudes.
About
Uh,
a couple years back, I worked on.
yeah, there you go.
Maintenance. software.
June.
Well,
Predictive analytics, yes.
Yeah, looks like that'd be a good
Yeah.
time.
Cockpit's closed.
I never got to see the aircraft. I was looking at the data, working with the data.
Sean's not even stopping the street there, just going straight.
Oh, yeah, we're going right to the beer fest.
I did not.
You guys know I'm on board.
Don't bring in the beer. 25 people.
15 to 85.
Okay.
Wow,
Yeah,
That's a hell of a range.
yeah.
$85?
I guess, for 85 bucks, you get pretty drunk.
I think so.
You get the number of beers, I guess.
Well, especially if you're
That's probably their VIP.
Wait.
Early access.
Oh.
and other things.
only 3 hours.
Well, you won't have time to sober up before you leave.
Designated driver ticket.
Gotta have a driver.
That's awesome.
That's pretty
$50
cool.
general admission.
$75.
Wow,
Plus 520.
You get 20 tasting tickets.
wow.
I think
I'd be
3
pretty-
3 hours.
I don't think I could drink
So
20
80.
tasters,
And that's
alone.
just the designated driver.
Urban.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
Huh? I think I'd be, well overloaded before I get
For
that.
$85, I can get one extra hour of beer drinking.
Oh,
It's awesome.
I don't think I could drink that.
There is a God.
You can be trashed before the
Be
general
crashed
public.
before
even
general
shows up.
public gets there.
You're like,
That's the
okay, I'm
idea.
What took you so
Okay,
long? They're
well,
like, the gates were closed? I don't know.
thank you, Sean. I think any other questions that we have on LVM and for next month's talk? There's, I've got a couple of weird questions that I have not, one kid has on his resume, languages I didn't know existed. React, Expo, Next.js, which I have heard of, Redlux, for front-end design for HTML, CSS, TypeScript, JavaScript, back-end under Node.js, which is JavaScript, Node.js, Express, IRPC, Prism, MongoDB.
That's actually very popular.
Is
it?
Yeah, I figured it's a database. Never heard of it.
It's popular.
Has it?
with-
Oh, okay. I created MPI. So anyway, yeah, he was listing all things he's worked in. It's like, damn, he's a lot of them I never heard of. And of course, I'm not in that field, so. Huh? Yeah, I'm pretty out of date with all of the new things going on, so. But that's not surprising at all. Okay, I'm gonna shut the recording.